Good morning, Santa Clarita. Delgado here with you on this Thursday, Little Friday. It's almost the weekend. This June 19th. With me is special guest Jade Aubuchon from the Code News Director for here at KHTS. Welcome, Jade.
Good morning. And it's not just me today. I'm also here with Sue Solomon of the Newhall School District. How is everybody doing?
Everybody's doing great. It's summer.
Hey. Yes, it is summer. I do actually real quick want to reflect on the fact that today is Juneteenth. You know, it's a federal holiday, so if you need to go to the bank, it's probably closed. But a lot of history there. It's the day that, finally the news of the Emancipation Proclamation was brought to Texas, and it's a very, very important occasion in history. But while we're talking about education there, let's turn it over to you. What's going on over at the Newhall School District?
So now that class is out, school's out, teachers and staff are looking at next year already. We're still in session for staff until like June 30th. And everybody's looking at what classes are going to look like. They're going to look at some professional development. They look at our test scores from this last year, where they can make some adjustments in instruction. So the work continues. It's year-round, as is parent involvement in schools. So parent involvement is at the heart of everything I do. It's family engagement and it's children. It's all about family and their education. And so I always want to encourage and advocate for people who have children in schools to be that active advocate for their child in school. When they start school in kindergarten, TK, UPK, it's that learning time where you can learn how to navigate the system, understand what's going on in the classroom, so that you can, as a parent, support your child's learning and social emotional development. And in the Newhall District, we have many ways where parents can be involved. And one of those, of course, is their parent organizations at their school. 8 of our schools have PTAs and 2 are PTOs. And they are all involved with and planning enrichment activities for the students, family nights, so they bring in assemblies. They support our schools through fundraising for helping schools build their libraries, build their technology, build their arts and reading programs. And the great thing about the parent organizations is that is where the parent voice is really heard. So parents can have a major influence on what goes on in their child's school and understand what the expectations are of their children's learning and be a strong supportive advocate for that. And with PTA, I talk about that mostly because I serve on our Santa Clarita Valley Council PTA. I've served on our 34th District PTA, which encompasses the Santa Clarita and Antelope Valleys. And I've served on state and national PTA. And so it's a 501c3. It's a professional organization. So your involvement in it continues to build your resume. If you have been mostly an at-home parent and you're going to return into the working world at some point, that's something you can put on your resume as an office holder. And the beauty of PTA is that you're not alone as a volunteer. People are like, oh, I don't want to do it. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of this. But if you build a strong team of parents and you're inclusive and you're welcoming, it won't be that way. It won't feel like that. And because there's the different levels of PTA, there's training. And so you're never alone. It's like you're not going to fail at anything you do because there's a lot of support. And you're part of a greater organization, the National PTA and the California State PTA. So the California is like a chapter of the national. It's all related. And so there's so many resources out there to help a parent feel comfortable in what they want to do. And if you're at a school site, you learn, you make friends, and you begin to network. And as an involved parent, you learn who your parents are, and you learn what their strengths are and what they'd like to bring to the school. And you tap on that because our parents are the greatest resources we have in our schools.
Absolutely. That was a beautifully done speech.
Oh, thanks.
And I do have to bring up that that's actually how you started with the Newhall School District, is you started as a parent and then became more involved. Isn't that correct?
That is correct. So I started in the PTA. With that part was a former school board member and a parent at the Old Orchard Elementary School was Susan Edwards. Susan Edwards and Debbie Campbell, this great group of ladies, they were my mentors. They were all dressed up like gift wrap boxes, presents. And they were promoting the fundraiser, the gift wrap sale. And I said, I want to do that. That looks like so much fun. And so theater was my thing. I have my degrees in theater. So I became a co-chair for their Jenna Theater program. And I got in parent gate that way with that. And then as far as district involvement, at the time, the school district was implementing this master plan to go on year-round education. And when it came to Old Orchard, it really didn't have the numbers to do that well. You need to have about 850 kids to do the tracks. It was, your blue track, red track, green track. And we had maybe at that time 625. So a group of us got together and formed an organization called SOS, Save Our School. And we managed to started multi-track for 3 weeks. And then when we found out that the school district could keep money for a grant the state was offering as an incentive to go year-round, they went off. So we got to go onto a regular, well, not a regular, but a really nice track to finish that off and not, do the multi-track at the school, just one track. So the Newhall district is very hands-on if you want to be. You can be involved at your school site with their parent organization, with site council. You can volunteer in your children's classroom. You just want to stick with that sort of thing. You can be on a district safety committee. And so there's multiple opportunities and areas of interest for parents. And if parents think of something they want to do, and they want to do something that hasn't been done at their kids' school, that they think the children would benefit, talk to your principal. Talk to your PTA, PTO representative. There's always room for growth and new ideas.
Yeah, one of the big conversations and I'd say critiques that we hear about school districts or schools in general is that parents say, well, we're not involved. You do also have to be the parent who becomes involved. It's a two-way street.
Yes. Your parent has to want to do it, and the school has to be welcoming. That's not, I don't mean just the staff, but I mean the parent leadership.
The entire environment.
The community.
Yeah.
It has to be welcoming. And I always recommend for somebody who's a little apprehensive about it, bring a friend. That's what I did. Bring a friend. And if you become a PTA officer, you won't go to PTA jail if you don't do something right, because there'll be somebody there to help guide you through whatever it is you need to figure it out. And it's important to note, too, that for California, they made family engagement / parent involvement part of their 8 priorities for LCAP. So school districts have no way out on this. Parents are our partners in the school district. Parent voices, we as their representatives, should bring their voices to the table with their different ideas so that when we make decisions, they're well informed and everybody feels included as part of that decision. That's how I look at what I do as a school board member. I'm here for you. I'm here for your children. And they teach us in school board school, which is the California School Boards Association Master of Governance, is that our constituents are really the children, and that school boarding is a cornerstone of democracy because it's right at that most local level.
That is an excellent way to look at things. And I do want to jump back because I think you highlighted a really important point, which is that if parents are involved and they're trying to get back into the workforce, this is something that can kind of make up for that gap on their resume, because I think that's something that's so important for returning parents, moms and dads, especially in this economy right now. A lot of things have changed, even from the time that I was younger, but it's still so difficult to make up for those resume gaps from, having a kid, which is a full-time job, as you well know.
It's a lifetime job.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so those skills transfer because you're running a budget, you're preparing a budget, you're planning activities of calendars, you're staffing. So you have people that share these different programs, that work those budgets, that plan and implement those programs. So your budgets could be anywhere from about $25,000 to $150,000. How do you spend that money so that, it makes sense and supports the needs of your school? And it's not just a small group of parents who do this. The voice, it can be all of the parents at a given school site. So by joining the PTA, you don't feel obligated to give the time because your membership dues actually circulates through local, state, and national PTA. And so with that, each of those levels of PTA provides resources for training. They do the Reflections Arts program. They provide 2 conventions a year. And so, so your money comes right back to you. It's there for you. And so, yeah, being a part of the PTA will give you skills. You're running a nonprofit. There's a lot of jobs in the nonprofit world. So that's a big resume builder.
Well, that's excellent news. Is there anything else you'd like us to know about what the Newhall School District is up to this summer?
We're just getting our schools ready for fall. I feel like we just let out last Friday the 13th, but I love our school district. And so it's a happy time because there's a little bit of a break, but there's excitement because we're always looking forward to what next year's going to bring. And if you're a parent out there and you're thinking, what can I do at my kid's school? There's a place for you there. And just talk to your principal and talk to your PTA, PTO leader, and we'll help you get to where you want to go.
Thank you so much. This has been Sue Solomon with the Newhall School District. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sue and Jade, for coming on in and for that wonderful interview. And if you caught the tail end of it or missed it, you can see it in its entirety by heading on over to Facebook or YouTube and searching KHCS Radio. Good morning, Santa Clarita. I'm Delgado, and this is KHCS FM 98.1 and AM 1220 and HometownStation.com.